Good day everyone, my name is Andrea Rizaldo and this is my presentation about operating systems. Operating system. Keeping track of files and directories on the desk and controlling peripheral devices such as desk drives and printers. So this is the example. These images represents the illustration of a cabinet full of files. It represents the OSS ability to recognize and manage files and directories on a computer's hard drive. It keeps track of where files are saved, how they can be accessed, and how they are protected. It's like a librarian for organizing and retrieving books in large library. Then the image 2 means OSS ability to control peripheral devices or external devices connected to the computer, such as printers, keyboards, mice, and scanners. It makes it possible to use these devices. It's like a manager instructing employees or the devices on what to do. So, this is the operating systems. It performs basic tasks such as recognizing input from the keyboard or mouse, sending output to the monitor. So these examples is the recognizing input. The OS receives input from the keyboard and mouse. When you type or click the mouse, the OS interprets your actions and translates them into commands the computer understands. In the image, the person is using the keyboard and probably a mouse to interact with the computer. For the sending output, the example is the OS sends output to the monitor. This is the result of the commands you've given. You see the output on the computer screen, text, images, videos, and more. In the image hiding, message on the screen, which is this image hiding, this examples is an output sent from computer to the monitor via the OS. Generally, there are four types based on the type of computer they control and sort of applications they support. First is single user, single task. This type manages the computer so that one user can effectively do one thing at a time. So these examples, this images represents the computer so that only one user can effectively do one thing at a time. The image shows a simple mobile phone, this image. This image shows a mobile phone which typically uses this type of OS. Like for examples, you can text message but you can browse the internet or play games. Simultaneously, you need to finish one task before starting another. Okay, so we proceed to the next part. Second is multi-user, multitask. Allows two or more users to run programs at the same time. Some operating systems permit hundreds or even thousands of concurrent users. So this is the example, mainframe and Unix, then Linux. These examples is the type of US allows two or more users to run programs at the same time. Some operating systems permit hundreds or even thousands of concurrent users. The images of mainframe, Unix, and Linux, which is this, are examples of OSS, commonly used in large computer systems that support many users. Okay, next. Third is real-time operating systems. RTOS are used to control machinery, scientific instruments, and industrial systems. There is typically very little user interface capability. Resources are managed so that a particular operation executes precisely the same every time. So this is the examples, this image. This image means that RTOS is our used to control machinery, scientific instruments, and industrial systems. They typically have very little user interface capability resources are managed so that a particular operation executes precisely the same way every time. The images show a CT scanner or an example of scientific instrument and gears or a representative of machinery. This image. Then next. To proceed, the fourth single-user multitasking of types of operating systems. This is the type of operating system most desktops and laptops use today. Microsoft's Windows and Apple's Mac OS are both examples of operating systems that will let single user have several programs in operation at the same time. So this is the examples, Microsoft Windows and Mac OS. These examples is the most common type of operating system used on desktops and laptops today. Microsoft's Windows and Apple's Mac OS are both examples of operating systems that let a single user have several programs in operation at the same time. The images of Windows and Mac OS logos illustrate these images. Then proceed to the next part. OSS manage applications. Operating systems provide a software platform on top of which other application programs can run. The application programs must be written to run on a particular operating system. So your choice of operating system determines the application software you can run. So this is the example, Microsoft Word versus Linux. Okay, then proceed to the next part. Besides managing hardware and software, resources on the system, the OS must manage resources and memory. There are two broad tasks to be accomplished. So we proceed to the next part. Then OS, memory storage and management. First, each process must have enough memory in which to execute and it can neither run into the memory space of another process, nor be run into by another process. So, this images is the OS as mechanisms to manage memory usage on the computer. The diagram below shows different types of memory, CPU cache, RAM, virtual memory, and disk storage. Which is this? Then this first images means that each process must have enough memory in which to execute, and it can neither run into the memory space of another process, nor be run into by another process. The illustration of two cars colliding is a metaphor for this equation. If processes collide in memory, it can result in errors or a system crash. So that these cars is the means of that results in errors or a system crash. Then proceed to the next part. The different types of memory in the system must be used properly so that each process can run most effectively. So there are the same situations. The CPU, cache, RAM, virtual memory, and disk storage. To the next part. Cache in memory. Cache. A section of a computer's memory which temporarily retains recently access data in order to speed up repeated access to the same data. It provides rapid access without having to wait for systems to load. So, this is the examples. These two image means that it provides rapid access to data without having to wait for systems to load. Because the data is already in the cache, retrieving it is faster than getting it from larger memory storage. In the illustration, a user can more quickly retrieve information from a small chip cache than from a large library. Okay. RAM memory. Random access memory, or RAM, is the best known form of computer memory. RAM is considered random access because you can access any memory cell directly if you know the row and column that intersect at the cell. This image is the examples of random access memory. These two images. The more RAM your computer has, the faster programs can function. The two main types are called RAM and SRAM. SRAM is faster than RAM, but more expensive. Remember that if the power is turned off, then all the data left in RAM that has not been saved to the hard drive is lost. So it is the noted for us to remember for the users. Virtual memory. Virtual memory, a method of using hard disk space to provide extra memory. It simulates additional RAM. In Windows, the amount of virtual memory available equals the amount of RAM plus the amount of disk space allocated to the software. So this is the virtual memory step by step on how we can create the virtual memory. Okay, we proceed to the next part. Virtual memory swap file. So this is the example: physical memory, address space, virtual memory, chip, and desktop. A swap file is an area of your hard disk that is set aside for virtual memory. Swap files can be either temporary or permanent. So these images it shows a cartoon of a sleeping clock. This image. This would represent a computer that is idle or not in use. Then this second images represents that shows a lively child holding a keyboard and mouse. This could represent a user ready to use the computer and its OS. So this means that the individual user is ready to use this computer. OS wake-up call. When you turn on the power to a PC, the first program that runs it is a set of instructions kept in the computer's read-only memory RAM. So this is the examples. MX and GoStar. It checks to make sure everything is functioning properly. So it checks the CPU memory and basic input-output systems by BIOS for errors. So this is the examples of wake-up call. Then once successful, the software will begin to activate the computer's disk drives. It then finds the first piece of the operating system, the bootstrap loader. Okay, so this is the example, these three images, the examples of wake-up call. Then OS booting the PC. The bootstrap loader is a small program that has a single function. It loads the operating system into a memory and allows it to begin operation. So this is the example of bootstrap loader that can be allowed to begin operation. Then booting the PC from the OS. The bootstrap loader sets up the small driver programs that interface with and control the various hardware, which is it sets up the versions of memory, user information, and applications. So this is the example for the setup. It establishes the data structures needed to communicate within a bit and between the subsystems and applications of the computer. Then it turns control of the computer over to the operating systems. So this image is the example of Orny Shell ESH. This is like a command prompt. Hierarchical view of computer system. So this is the example of the hierarchical view of computer system, which is the operating system, the computer, applications, users. Dynamic view of system components. So this is also examples of dynamic view of system components, which is user, application software, operating system, computer hardware. This means that they connect to each other to resolve the output, service response, processing results, and input service request hardware instructions. So we'll consider the next part. Then the examples of general UNIX architecture, which is this image. UNIX commands and libraries, systems, call, interface, kernel, hardware, user-rated applications. Static view of system components. Static view of system components is the examples of which user then connects with compiler, assembler, text editor, databases into system and application programs, operating system, computer hardware. Next, the use of a computer system, which is the end user, application programs, utilities, operating system, computer hardware. It connects the programmer, operating system designer. This computer hardware is typically connects in operating system designer, then operating system, then utilities, application programs is connected with the programmer. General UNIX architecture. So this is the example of general UNIX architecture, which is other applications of program, which is hardware. This image is the example. Computer hardware organization, which is CPU, desk controller, USB controller, graphics adapter, which is these four types is the memory. Then examples of the simplified shield. This image is the example. Then UNIX system layout, which is user command layer or shell, service layer, UNIX kernel, hardware. So that's all my topic about the operating systems. Thank you.